All right, guys, what's going on? Second live stream of the day. First live stream we covered a lot. We covered what went on in the Philippines last night. We covered our long parlay, which is still active. We talked about tomorrow, what's happening in Canada. We could talk about all that once again. If you guys missed that first live stream, I got about an hour. We'll see how this one goes. Generally, my second live stream on Thursdays usually aren't that popping, but we'll stay on. I'm gonna bring up Bozy Ennis. This is Jerron Ennis's father. This is from the YSN channel. This is him talking about Virgil. I want to hear. I want to hear some of this, and I want to ask your opinion.
Yeah.
Speaking into existence, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You had a good night. Dennis Thompson, Tamir Smalls, and Jerron Ennis were all victorious.
Yes,
How you
sir.
feeling about that?
Feel great, man. I mean, coming from the gym, everybody from the gym, they did what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? And look spectacular doing what they're supposed to do.
With Dennis, this was his first step up.
Right.
He fought another undefeated kid, got his unanimous decision.
Yes.
Tamir, another step up,
Right.
10-rounder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We just
Build a website you love with Wix.
Diaz be killing me.
For your words,
business, man. All business.
When do you think we'll see the best possible version of Jerron Ennis?
When we fight the top guys. You know what I mean? We've been trying to get them top guys for years, and now we up here at the, I guess that we at the top of the line now. You know, we got the 154 pounders now. So you'll see it. If somebody can bring that shit out, and when they bring that shit out of Boots, you're gonna see a different type of fighter. You know what I mean? I want somebody to take Boots to another level, so y'all can see.
That's the right mindset to have.
Now, he was saying that he could possibly go up to 168 pounds. You had a son that fought at 68.
Yes.
What's that process like, moving up and filling out?
Yeah. I mean, you can take time. Take time doing it, you know what I mean? I think he's going to move up to 160 later on down the line. What we're going to do, we have to do at 154, you know what I mean? Then after that, if we clear that out, you know what I mean? If we get a chance to clear it out.
All right, look. You guys know the longer you hang around my channel, you know I respect Bozy. You know I respect the Philly boys. Obviously, Jerron Ennis, joy to watch. Sky's the limit. But we do live in a day and age, I call it a microwave culture. Everybody wants things quick. We don't want to wait for things. We want to put something in a microwave and press a button rather than cook it. You know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to see Jerron move up to even 68 over time. But hey, let's fight for world titles at 54 first. Let's unify at 54 first. Let's fight a world champion at 154 first. You know what I'm saying? So results speak for themselves. You know what I mean? He looked great in his last fight against Stanionis at 47. He looked great in his first fight at 54 against Uisma Lima. Got him out of there quick. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's time. It's time to fight world champions. It's time to fight these pressure tests, these pressure cookers. And I like what Bozy said. It's the exact mindset to have. You will only, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, you will only see the best version of my son when he fights the best in the world. So that's the right mindset to have. I'm going to play this a little bit longer.
Then we move to 160. Then after that, if we can do that, we can move to 168. You know what I mean?
Now, as a trainer,
I mean, you know, we was always talking about that even when he was younger then, you know what I mean? How far he's going to go, you know what I mean? Because he's only 28.
Young buck.
shit,
Yeah, he's only 28, so he still got, time, you know?
Young buck.
You know, there's no rush at all.
do you think he's entering his prime right now?
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, right now, 28, yeah.
All right, let's pause it. I already watched this. I want to see. He's about to start talking about Virgil.
You were to sweep the year.
Right.
How would you feel about that? Like,
I mean,
what would
I
that
feel-
rank in your mind?
I feel great now. You know what I mean? You know what I've been accomplishing. I mean, what I've been doing in this boxing game. You know, I feel great, man. You know what I mean? They make me feel amazing, man. You know what I mean? Top of the world, man.
And shit, you going after 147s with Jack Catterall and Tamir Smalls.
I got Jack. Yep.
It's a great question, Mankey. It's a great question. I'm actually going to press pause and talk about this. Johnny, what do you think about the perception that Bozy is an offensive coach, offensive as in attacking? Okay, so I think you're referring to a lot of the noise that's been made with Jack Catterall coming from the UK and then training in Philly. It look, his son is so talented. His son Jerron is so naturally gifted with skills and with sort of things that you can't teach, right? So it's kind of difficult to judge a man off of to judge the coaching off of that. The reason why I personally was excited when I heard Catterall, to use this as an example, going from the UK to Philly to Bozy, wasn't necessarily strictly because of Bozy's the head man in charge there. And if you've seen, you guys ever see Lean on Me? But not just because he's the leader there, but also because of to be in that environment. You go from your home environment in the UK. Marvin Hagler talked about it. It's tough to be a world champion when you're sleeping in silk sheets. Not meaning that Catterall had silk sheets, but he was comfortable. You want to take yourself and remove yourself from that comfort and go into literally the lion's den. Philadelphia, the United States, a tough town. He's going to get tough training partners, tough sparring partners. And then from the offensive-minded coach, it's more about, I feel, technically. You know what I'm saying? Because you could even if you remove all of the athletic God-given gifts that Jerron was born with, he was still a storied amateur who had, when he wants to, he could be really technically sound when he wants to. He's flashy, he switches stances, but when you see him in the firefight, he knows how to go real technical. He throws his hooks. He if he wanted to, he could fight like that. And that's a testament to his father. So offensive as in attacking as in Mexican style, like a Robert Garcia style coach. No, that's a bit different. The execution is a lot different, and the playbook is a lot different. The Garcia fighters tend to weaponize their cardio, get on that front foot, and then they're body punching first. They're cutting the ring off, and they're making you fight them. So I think I might have answered your question. Offensive coach. How? Firstly, we need to actually, we need to identify what does offensive mean. You know what I mean? It's a bit sort of undescript, I guess. Henry Williams. What up, Johnny? You like Steve Garcia or Onama? What a great fight this is, man. I gotta be honest with you. When Onama broke through out of that camp, when he was coming through the Midwest, and he had that fight with didn't he have that fucking war with the kid from the UK, Mason Jones? Was that Onama versus Mason Jones, one of his first fights? And he just gassed himself out. I think that's the first fight I saw Onama. Yeah, Mason Jones beat him. Even though he lost, I was like, I learned a lot about Onama there in that fight. And then his camp fell through. He was part of that the gambling scandal with James Krause, the worst nickname in MMA. His nickname was literally THE. But watching how he's kind of pivoted and who he's with now, Steve Garcia, mate, where he's trending, how he fights, how aggressive he is. He's there for a firefight. Pick the under. Pick the under. Will the fight go the distance? Hell no. I would probably still side with Garcia. Mean Steve Garcia. He's one of my favorite fighters, I got to be honest with you. Yeah, they saying Boozy not right for Jack. I think I made my point. The main reason I was excited for Jack to go was specifically to be in Philly. A mindset issue. Maybe it'll add some, what's the right adjective, in his offense. Maybe it'll make him a bit more, I don't want to say front foot oriented, but sometimes he doesn't fight with a lot of urgency. That's the word I was looking for. When I heard him aligning with Bozy, I was like, all right, he'll learn some urgency. Also, guys, it can't hurt to be aligned with those Philly guys. He's going to get a lot of good looks. And just to be brushing shoulders with Boots, you know what I'm saying? That in itself, he's going to take something with him. Maybe we don't know. Maybe it's a confidence thing with Jack. You never know what's going through a fighter's mind when they're in there. Even though how skilled they are, we know about Jack. You never know what's holding them back. Sometimes, these guys are some of the most athletic boxers are some of the most athletic athletes. More often than not, what holds a guy back at the highest level really isn't a physical issue. It's generally here. So that's why I would support that. We like to kind of look at things tactically. If we remember, just right now, we're also talking about Tim Zhu going to South Florida instead of. I felt like Abel Sanchez would have been a better look for Tim. Um, Garcia, basically what Tim already does well, but he's learning that Cuban style now. So you never know. We won't know until we see it, right? A lot of good synergy. Boots, Scooter, Cruz. This is what I'm talking about. Jesse Hart. Yeah, Mark, and that's what I'm talking about. He's gonna get the rub. The swag. You kind of walked it. Being around those guys, living with those guys. I'd like to see the living situation. You know what I'm saying? I haven't. Maybe they put it online. I haven't really dug deep into Jack Catterall's living situation while in the Illidale, but it'd be interesting. I think Jack will level up against Esteban. I agree. Me too. I think that's a fun fight. Jamie Moore didn't run a tight ship. Cameron Vaughn would show up late. See, this is stuff that I didn't know. This is why the chat's educated. This is why we appreciate you, Makey. I didn't know this stuff. Johnny, is there a reason you shadowbox R&B? Is it just a preference? Well, this is how I was taught. It's a good pickup on your end. So when I was a kid, I was taught the first boxing gym I was taken into, I was 7, and a lot of this Northeast Ohio, Youngstown, it would have been 1989. I wasn't sparring, but I was learning the sport, being around the guys. And if you look at beats per minute, if you look at the tempo of a song, that's one thing. I know guys who like growing up, even like because I played American football from the time I was 7 until I was 18. I played middle and outside linebacker on defense, and I was our quarterback. So if I use the American football locker room, because it's in a sense it is a combat sport similar to boxing. I grew up with guys who needed to be like riled up, and they would listen to heavy metal and they would listen to like loud rock music. I was never that dude. I I already know like my mindset was always in boxing and in sports. I already know what I have to do. So I'm gonna be chill. Like I'm not trying to I don't I don't have to get amped up for anything, especially in a fight. I'm even in street fights growing up in stressful situations. I'm cool, calm, smiling. Like it's kind of an emotional control thing. And then from there, a guy like Sweet Pea Whitaker, man, think about how loose he was. Think about, he get real low. Obviously, one of the most defensive. I call him a savant. A wizard on the defensive side of the plate. Josh Kelly does the same thing. There's guys who still train to that. I know a lot of boxers. There's a kid, Action Jackson England he's out in Perth. He trains to R&B. So I guess it might just be a preference. I like the mood it puts me in. Even when I spar downstairs, I'm sparring a kid tomorrow downstairs at 4 p.m. He's 29. I say a kid. He's 29. And the first time he came to spar, I remember he said, mate, it was afterwards. He was like, bro, I didn't want to say anything, but I kind of like sparring to slow R&B music. And I'm like, yeah, that's just we don't need to get you don't need I don't need music to hype me up. I want to be chill. So I guess it's just a preference. Johnny mate, should I take Zachary Parker? This is the popular pick, man. Let's pull it up. People are talking about I don't see it, guys. I don't see Buatsi losing to Zach Parker. Let's look it up. Good question. So I am going to be releasing 2 more Stats Don't Lie videos, guys. This is actually one of them. Parker versus Buatsi. I posted in the Discord also my 2-leg method of victory. I like Beerslanov to stop Lipnitz, 143. And then I like Mikaela Mayer on points. I think it's $1.48. I put it in the Discord. The 2-leg, it's about $2.05. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna do the Buatsi Parker. I'm gonna do Bradley Ray, Lyndon Arthur. Those are my next 2 uploads. Okay. So here's the money. This is what we're dealing with, boys. Buatsi on the money line. I mean, some people think Buatsi has what it takes to be a world champion. Still, what do you? I don't see. I don't like Parker's game. I don't see him being able to beat him. This is the interesting bet here. Will the fight go the distance? Yes or no? This is good value here because, as you can tell, if you're a Buatsi guy, the odds, the money really isn't worth the squeeze. It's going to come down to you guys have to, and myself included, come up with a path to victory, see how it's going to go down, and then just sort of like roll with it. That's it. Doesn't get spoken about enough, but that's what I find the hardest bit after film, after predictions, is the outcomes. I mean, I know that it's sort of rudimentary to say that it's hard to pick how it's going to end, but you sometimes overthink it. You know how a guy fights, you know his style, you know what's at stake, and then you could always overthink. Well, they match up really well, and he's the bigger guy, he's the smaller guy. Well, this guy's never been stopped. You start adding. Sometimes you can know too much and you overthink it. You should be like, I ain't boxing a Britney Spears. We said R&B. We said R&B. We didn't say pop. Fight to go the distance for sure. Look at those points. Look at the money there. And if you are on the side of Zach, just take the fight to go the distance. You're in plus money. Buatsi on points. These are the outcomes here. Anything there jump off the screen, boys? Which one? Points 3. Look at that. Points 320. Points 320 is goddamn. That's nice. That's interesting. Guys, Buatsi on points is real nice. Is this a 10-rounder? No, it's 12. Okay, I thought it was 10. It's a 12-rounder. Right? See, this is why I've been questioning it all week. Right, what N says here. Shout out to N. The betting market has it as a 12 rounds. BoxRec and Queensberry website says 10. I really don't. Same. I mean, I'll leave it up to the chat. You guys, dude, our chat's equally as educated as any other chat. So I'm just going off what Sportsbet is kind of giving us. Sportsbet has it as 12. Oh yeah, this is what time it really is, Julius. Let's talk about it because I feel like I don't have to say this anymore, but I'll still say this. The last thing I ever want to do, guys, is to talk you out of your original bet, right? I'm not, whatever I pick, it's not because I'm trying to change your mind. That's not what we do here. All week, man, all week, I've been saying, watch Wilkins Matthews tape. All week, I've been saying that. I said, watch Matthews tape. He looks good on tape, dude. There's a lot to like about Wilkins Matthew. Young buck. Even the matchup. Even the matchup, Shaquille Finn. It's a good. He's not a Shaquille Finn isn't a throwaway. He's in his mid-30s now. He's a solid pro. This is a solid step up for Wilkins Matthew. Shaquille's a gritty sort of cat, dude. But I still like Wilkins, even though he's 20 years old. I think he's that dude. I think he's good. I like his tape. I like the fact that they put their hand up to fight Finn, meaning that some guys like looking into that a lot. I know some of the boys in the Discord right now. We're going back and forth with Fulton versus Shock, and they know how I stand on that fight. I think it's easy money for Shock, But a lot of people, and I'm not trying to upset the Philly boys. I know a lot of people are on Fulton, but the Fulton boys were like, "Hey, Cool Boy Steph put his hand up to fight Shock." So some people really look into that. Both guys are former world champions. They're in different state. They're like kind of in the same place in their career. This is different. This is a 21-year-old putting his hand up to fight a grizzled vet who could crack. So this is where I kind of hold credence to the narrative of he put his hand up to take this fight, meaning that his handlers, his coaches, they see something, they know he's going to take something from this fight. Is Shaquille a live dog? Yeah, dude. I think he's a live dog. Is he a 4-1 dog? I don't think so. I think the odds are a bit off. I would have liked to see this a little bit closer. Now, Julius says Matthew on the money line. Let's do it real quick, and we'll add them up and see what we get. So if we take Matthew on the money line, and then and this is the other one. I put this up in the Discord. I'm gonna do a 2-minute break. I'm gonna add new content, guys, to the channel. I think I'm gonna start doing these videos the ones that don't take me 5 hours, but I might do like 2-minute breakdowns and put them up for like members only. Because I've done a 2-minute breakdown on Birslanov, and Birslanov is a guy dude, go watch Birslanov's tape. He's, like I said, you could talk about the world ranking. He at 140, guys, he's ranked above GAR world champion. He's ranked above Hiroka. He's ranked above a lot of these guys. Not many people know about Birslanov. He's not a household name. He's fighting a guy in Sergey Lipnitz, 36 years old. I love Birslanov by stoppage here. And you put these two on your parlay. You know what? And we're eating here. See, what I like better than this is I removed Wilkins. I already have Wilkins on separate action. I have Birslanov at $1.43. This is a method of victory 2-legger. And then I also have on this same ticket, I like Mikaela Mayer on points. $1.41. Now look what we got. Now we're in plus money, boys. Now we're in plus money. This is the one that I really like. Birslanov by stoppage, $1.43. Mikaela on points, $1.41. I'm not, I have Walter Matthew on my long parlay. He's at $1.22. I would just switch out Matthew for Mikaela and go from $1.78 to $2, and now we're 1-1. Now we're in plus money. So here we go. Lipnitz survives. It could happen. Let's get the chats popping. Guys, like the video for me, and then subscribe, and then we're gonna keep this going. It's good to see the action on the second live stream. You boys are acting up out here. Buatsi digs to the body, knockout to decision, and the money line not so odd. I'm picking flipping Foster. We got time to talk Foster and Fulton. Finn Bennett 168. Whenever an older fighter moves up against a young buck, the usually young buck wins. Mayer went from 650 to 750 to 550 since yesterday for me. Talk to me about it. Breaking back 2 legs is almost naturally negative. EV the Wolf under 6.5. Call it a night. Every time I read the Wolf, every time I just read the Wolf, I think about Pulp Fiction. Oh, you send the Wolf? Shit. That's all you had to say? He's like, don't fucking Jimmy me, Jules. Don't fucking Jimmy me. He's like, if Bonnie comes home, I'm gonna get a fucking divorce. No trial separation. No marriage counseling. I'm gonna get a fucking divorce. Johnny, how do you feel about over 6.5 on Birslanov fight? See, this is where my brain starts to get fried. You know what I mean? I'm being as honest as I can with you boys. I am not comfortable picking over and unders. It's not my wheelhouse. I don't feel comfortable. because tactically I know how to break this down though. That's the weird thing. So the interesting thing about this is tactically I know how to, I know the sport. I know how to come up with a proper prediction. You have Lipnitz, who's a veteran. He should know how to operate. He could knows how to operate in the ring. Former world champion. Beerslanov, he's the hungrier guy. He's the one who wants to prove himself. You put that together. Lipnitz should be tough to get out of there. He should be able to. But that's not my play. I don't play over and unders. I've never been one to play them. The sexiest I get is method of victory. But every time I get put on the spot for the play, I pick freaking Uisma Lima over 7, and he gets stopped in the fucking 90 seconds. I'm not a big over and under guy. So yeah, I'm just being honest with you guys. This is some gear. This is some serious gourmet shit right here. I gotta watch myself because I know that whole monologue, and I don't wanna be swearing on here. It's Tarantino at his best, man. Prime Tarantino. Search up Topology says 12. Yeah. Others are great bets if you think a guy can survive. I think so. Hmm. Guys, did you look at what fight are you guys torn on? Every week we have. Did, actually, I'm gonna rant about my dog of the week. Here's my dog of the week, guys. I've been looking at it all week. I've already pulled the trigger on it. Lyndon Arthur at 270, underdog against Bradley Ray. Broke this fight down, taped both guys. We've watched both guys. We watched their last few fights. Look, you could give me all you want. We could dissect the resumes. We could talk about what have you done for me lately. But if we just focus on the stylistic matchup, I still like Lyndon Arthur. I think he's going to be too much for Ray. I think he's a world level fighter. I think his body punching is going to be the key to the door. I think that he's going to handle his gas tank a bit better than he did in his last fight. And I just don't think Bradley Ray is on that level. So once again, my underdog of the week, I'm taking Lyndon Arthur. And, it's something to sprinkle on. When the underdogs hit, we look like geniuses. And the best thing about dog hunting is when they don't hit, you just brush it off. They were a dog. You know what I'm saying? When we're out here dog hunting, you're getting plus money. You can't be too salty if they don't come home. But when they start barking, now we eating. We eat off dogs. We ain't eating dogs, but we eat off dogs. And Lyndon Arthur is my dog, man. Bivol, Distance, the trilogy against the big fella. And I had him up in his last fight. And, even though Bradley Ray beat Shakan Pitters, man, that's kind of my point of contention there is that we won money off Bradley Ray in his last fight, but it could have gone to Pitters if you ask me. I don't think Ray is going to be able to handle Arthur actually. So I'm excited about this fight. We're going to see I don't think Arthur's washed. I don't. I think that he still has a little bit left in that tank. And we'll see. Bradley Ray fought a guy 0-18 3 fights ago. Somebody sell me on Bradley Ray then. I don't like it's so bizarre. We're gonna pull it up. Our guy, Liam. Surely he 0-18 3 fights ago. Is that legit? I mean, that's pretty insane. Shakon Pitter's 20-2. That's the fight we covered. He fought Adam Heppel 4-1. He fought Ryan LeBurn 0-18. He fought Audrey Budera 18-39. What are we talking about, guys? Like, what are we talking about? It's going to come down to people think that Lyndon Arthur is washed. (24-3), 16 knockouts, good body puncher, bigger dude, more experienced guy. I mean, look at the resume, dude. This is it. The people think that Lyndon Arthur is washed and that Bradley Ray with that 21-1 record is going to come in there and beat Lyndon. I don't see it. Yard. I had him up 4-1 going into the 6th. He was up in that fight. Liam Cameron, Dimitri Bivol. He gets dropped against Brian Suarez, but then he stops Suarez. He fought Yard 3 different times. Can't go too deep with the record. What have you done for me lately, right? My dog of the week, guys. Lyndon Arthur. Best advice I could ever give you guys. Best advice my dad ever said. Bet with your wallet, never with your heart. Who the fuck is that guy? We didn't come to take part. We came to take over. PJ, what's your picks? PJ is shining off pick. How grimy is PJ? And I mean that as a compliment. PJ's on my live stream feeding off of DJ Green's picks when he could easily just message DJ in the Discord. PJ's like, nope, we out here now. We about to get our shit right now. DJ, what's your picks though? I know you got those picks. Just message him in the Discord, mate. This is exactly what I'm talking about. At the start of the stream, I told you guys, we live in a microwave culture. Cat's out here, yo, DJ, what's up, man? You got your picks for me, though? Bro, you have his contact. Message him in the Discord. I'm just messing with you, PJ. I got PJ a lot of value, man. I got a lot of time for PJ. That's my guy. Lyndon have done against 6'6" Pitters. Oh, I think he beats Shakon Pitters. How would Pitters do against Dimitri Bivol? How would Pitters do against? Dude, my computer's out of its mind. Pitters against Anthony R. I'm not triangle theorying it out here. That's my pick. Upset of the week. Lyndon Arthur to beat your boy Bradley Ray. We'll see what time it is. Let me see. I'll feature it, PJ. I'll feature the question. Here we go. DJ Green, PJ, tomorrow's fight's not Saturday. I got 3 potential. DJ will post them in the Discord. He always does. What did you miss? No, you didn't miss anything, guys. We're about 35 minutes in. Any other? What's another fight? A point of contention. Matchups here. There's some stuff going on in boxing real quick as well. Let me go through the stories real quick. Now this is earlier today. I don't wherever you guys are in the world. I posted this 6 hours ago, so it's 1:20 p.m. I posted this, about 6:20 a.m. This is about Kiki wanting that Ituama fight. I'm here for it. Who wins that fight, guys? Who wins that fight? Kiki Torres or Ituama? I want to see Justice Hooney versus Ituama, but I'm not a matchmaker. Who wins this fight? That's Tommy and Paulie. Did you guys see this? This was in the Discord. This is interesting. People were tripping on uh James Harden, I guess, went into half. His points over and under yesterday was 20. And he goes into halftime with 19 points, I think, or his over and under was 20.5, goes into half with 20 and doesn't score a point in the second half. He needed 1 point. And people online are having meltdowns over it. Yeah, he's not in my parlays. I'm not even getting offered on that fight. I put this breakdown up on my story. I've been Hold on. How do they got a phone in prison out here recording, uploading? They always panic. Look at the volume. Too much panic. They're punching themselves out. Keep the chin down. Chin's up here. Nobody's slipping punches. And this exact style, this exact style is like a lot of guys who would walk into my boxing sessions when I worked at a corporate gym. They would be like, "Johnny, let's spar." Watch the output here. This is only about 30 seconds, right? I slowed it down there. Look, so this output happens for 30 seconds, right? Every guy thinks that they could fight for like 20 seconds. So that I would always have a rule. I would say, I talked about this on a stream earlier in the week. I said, if we're going to spar, we're sparring 3-minute rounds and we're having 20 seconds of rest if we're sparring. And because it's like, I'm a lifelong athlete. I train and live like a samurai. I weaponize my cardio. The last place you ever want to be, and this is life advice, the last place you ever want to be is in a fight for your life and you have no cardio. So guys like this, dudes in the streets, they're all, emptying their gas tank in 20 seconds. That's when you just shell up, roll, lean in, hold, extend that jab out, recalibrate. You start seeing them melt, slip in, body rip, exit, body rip. Start seeing them melt. That was another rule my dad said. If in the streets, you're not allowed to punch anyone in the head. Punch to the body. So there's no evidence of you hurting their face. The rules were different back then growing up in Youngstown, mate. Here's a question for the boys. What do you guys think about this? This is an important question. So this is going down, okay? This is Lara versus Janabek Elamhanaleh. I asked the Discord earlier today, does the Lara who fought Canelo beat Janabek 10 years ago? I think he does. I think Lara 10 years ago beats Janabek. Does this Lara beat Janabek? I don't know. I don't think so. It's a tough one. Guys, I'm going to let it ride for a little bit longer. What are you guys talking about here? Taking a stab at Unal via decision. He's a banger, though, Mar. Unal literally comes from a kickboxing background. All he knows is forward. All he knows is knockouts. Unal is going for the stoppage. So that's probably why your odds on that decision are so nice. He has good body punches, good body work. He's going to go for that liver, and then he goes up top. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough one. The way Janabek is being promoted, yeah, people are. I like, think about. I think maybe the casual fan, when they see champions with names that are hard to pronounce, like Alamhanaleh or Murtazaev, people think that they're a boogeyman. They think they're monsters. Who's Alamhanaleh really fought? He fought down here in Sydney. His last fight, he fought a kid. He fought like a Russian influencer on like 5 days, 6 days notice, and was literally playing with his food. And what has Murtazaev really done? So yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on either guy. I would probably take Elam Huntley at this stage of the game. I'm probably more sold on him than I am Murtazaliev, but I wouldn't even say this is a lock. Y'all don't sleep on Lara, mate. This old head, Lara, 92 years old, he can win this fight. Guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys been good. This is my second live stream of the day. We're going live twice tomorrow as well. Then we got fights tomorrow night in Canada. If you haven't checked my breakdown prediction of Mayer versus Spencer, do it now. It's on the channel. I'm going to be uploading the Buatsi Parker breakdown. I'm going to do a Bradley Ray, Lyndon Arthur breakdown. I might try to sneak in one more. You boys be good. What are you guys up to? Murtazaliev absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely murked Zoo, but I mean, okay. Was that more that he murked Zoo, or did that really showcase the lack of fight IQ on Tim Zoo's part? We could break that whole fight down. It's a fun one to kind of like psychoanalyze. It just depends on what side of the fence you sit on. You know, does Murtazaliev starch and Zoo within 3 rounds do it for you that he's the guy at 54? I don't know. Joshua Kelly, I told you I'm taking Kelly to beat. I'm telling you right now, I'm taking Kelly to beat Murtazaliev. That's as real as it's getting right there, boys. Real rap roll. I'm taking Josh Kelly to beat Murtazaliev. We'll see if we got those odds, because I'm pretty sure they made that official. Real rap roll. No, not yet. Not official. Anyway, hot take. I like Kelly over Murtazaliev. I'm taking him. I'm taking him over Murtazaliev, mate. Y'all cats, you'll see. We'll see. I think Kelly's bigger than you guys think. I think Kelly's a better athlete than Murtazaliev. I like Kelly's obviously his defensive bag, what he does. I like his body punching. I think he could crack. And you know, you guys will judge him on how he looked against Ray Robinson, that draw, and then what he looked like against Avanesian. But I mean, don't Ray Robinson, I mean, people, you know, I think he's a Philly guy. And Avanesian, people sleep on Avanesian because he got stopped against Bud and Ennis. But he's not that same fighter. He's tied, you know, he fixed his game. I'm just, at this stage, I don't know if it's more or less I'm not sold on Murtazaliev, and that I feel that Kelly by now should have already been fighting for world titles. You know, Wasserman Promotions, you know, they had him fighting Flavio Bea. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing with Kelly? I think it's now or never for Kelly. I think obviously it's not a shocking statement to say he's athletically gifted. The dude lives in the gym. Follow his Instagram. He's been in like a training camp for 18 years, and I think his style matches up really well with Murtazaliev. And I hope this goes official. I think this is a really good fight. And every time you fight a guy like Kelly, as an opponent, you're gonna have to tell yourself you've never fought a guy like this before. Reflex fighter, could crack. He's gonna show a lot of looks that Murtazaliev hasn't seen, and we'll see if we get Ramadan Murtazaliev or non-Ramadan Murtazaliev. Because Ramadan Murtazaliev looked like a wet noodle in there. He was hurt. He was, you know, the fight he had it before Zoo, and then non-Ramadan Murtazaliev is the fight he had with Zoo. And I mean, how much do you want to take from that? So I'm not just saying that as a shocking statement. I stylistically, athletically, I think people are sleeping on Kelly. That's all I'm going to say. Is it official? Is it official? Is official for January 1. Man, that's a hell. I hope it happens. I hope it happens, dude. You guys be good. I'll see you on the next one.